I thought St Trinian's was one of those films that a lot of people really loved and that it was really well received. So I was quite surprised to see that it has a rating of just 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Now, that's not a bad rating in itself, but I kind of expected this to be in the high 6s, maybe even the 7s, because everybody I've spoken to about this film seems to really enjoy it. Certainly, I liked it a lot more than I expected. And I have seen it a few times. I've also seen the second one, which I will talk about at some point. And I think the main reason I like this is the cast. It's very much a best of British. But the narrative itself is pretty interesting too. So it was released in 2007, directed by Oliver Parker and Barnaby Thompson. And the cast includes, among many others, Rupert Everett, Jodie Whittaker, Kathryn Drysdale, Juno Temple, Lily Cole, Paloma Faith, Celia Imrie, Russell Brand, Colin Firth, Misha Barton, Stephen Fry. I'm going to stop there, but the list goes on. Girls Aloud as well. It's incredible. Really, absolutely incredible cast. And as for the narrative, pretty interesting. So the description is as follows. In order to save their bankrupt school, a group of troublesome girls stage a robbery with a group of geniuses on their backs. So basically, St Trinian's is a school, boarding school for girls, and, it's under threat. And these girls are quite eccentric, in terms of they're not your stereotypical English boarding school girls. You have your cliques, you have the gothic types, the quiet types, the fashionistas. Really great mix of characters that I feel like any young person, or older person, I guess, watching this would find a character or characters that they identify with. Personally, I love Paloma Faith in this. I thought she was brilliant. She's definitely my favourite character. She plays a character called Andrea, and I love her and I love her style. So that's my go-to. If you have a favourite character, do let me know. It's good fun. They get themselves into a bit of bother, into a bit of trouble. It's relatively predictable, but not so much so that it detracts from the narrative. It's got a decent development. It's quite entertaining, a little bit funny. Not laugh out loud funny, but I think if you're maybe the same age as our girls in this, then you might relate to it a lot more. I kind of was when this came out. I was 15, maybe 14 if it came out at the beginning of 2007. But I didn't see it until quite a few years later. That being said, even as a fully grown adult, I found it enjoyable. I love the costumes. I love the costumes, the St Trinian's school uniforms, I guess. Absolutely brilliant. So it's really entertaining. It's got a really good soundtrack. As I said, the development of the narrative is pretty great, and although quite predictable, not the most predictable thing ever. Certain things happen that I wasn't expected. Really good pacing. I can't fault it. And most people I've spoken to have kind of said something similar, that they really, really enjoyed it. Which is why I was surprised at the rating. Maybe the people I'm friends with are just St Trinian's fans. I don't know. I will discuss the second film at some point. But with regards to the first film, it is brilliant. Definitely check it out. It's good fun. I feel like it appeals to a wider audience than it first looks like. And that's always going to be a great thing. Absolutely brilliant.